Previously on Mr. Baker's Cakes. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Mr. Baker's Cakes kitchen and the first video of 2021. Lights on. Oh man, what's happened? See what sort of damage I've done by running it on the wrong voltage, and if it is salvageable, then hopefully I will see you next week for another Easy Bake Oven video where we actually managed to bake with an Easy Bake Oven. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Yep, that's right, we're going again. When did the light go off? Did you see when the light went off? Safely. And give up. It actually give up. I give up. It was supposed to be the big redemption arc storyline after last time's video, but I don't think we can call it that just yet. Hey cake chums, and welcome back to another video. Now, I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to do this again, but after lots of requests from you guys, and I mean lots of requests from you guys, in today's video, it's finally happening. I'm going back to the Easy Bake Oven. Now, really interestingly, all of my American viewers who have watched the previous two videos have basically been saying those things are the devil, you should absolutely avoid them, get rid of them, burn them, you know, they're not worth wasting your time on. Whereas all of the British viewers who have watched my videos have been like, no, don't give up, give it another go. And I think it says an awful lot about the fact that anyone who has experience of Easy Bake Oven baking, it's very quick to say, absolutely not, they are awful. But I'm not someone to leave a challenge without succeeding. I have a very extra gene that makes me want to see things through to the bitter end, even if they are absolutely destroying my sanity. So as I say, in today's video, we are going to be trying to bake one more time with an Easy Bake Oven. Now, if you haven't watched my previous two videos where I tried to bake in an Easy Bake Oven, I highly recommend you do check them both out before you watch this one, simply because it will give you the essential backstory you need to be able to understand just what exactly is going on. But if you can't be bothered, do allow me to recap very quickly what has happened so far in the Easy Bake Oven saga. So in episode 1, I tried to bake with an Easy Bake Oven, and we discovered that the power supply in America is actually only 120 volts compared to the 240 volts that we have here in the UK. In my innocence, I just bought one of these adapter plugs thinking that I could plug the Easy Bake Oven straight into the mains here in the UK and it would all work fine. What actually happened was I essentially burnt out two Easy Bake Ovens in quick succession and we weren't able to bake anything at all. This brought us to video number 2, and in video number 2 I purchased a transformer that looks like this. I was recommended to get this by a friend who has previously worked as an electrician and was assured that it would work. It did, briefly, but this plug is clearly not designed to be run for any sort of length of time at all. And so what happened was after about 20 to 30 minutes, this overheated and we lost power again. In fairness, we did manage to bake something in that video, but it wouldn't really be fair to say it was any sort of success. So I've gone back to the drawing board, I've done a bit more research, and instead of this transformer, we have upgraded to this transformer. I am assured by the internet, and by the internet I mean Amazon reviews, that this one is designed to be run continuously. So I've seen people say that they use it to run American air conditioning systems and that it is literally on all the time and it doesn't overheat, it doesn't turn off, it's absolutely perfect. Now this one hasn't been without incident. It did arrive with a massive great big crack in the bottom, but I've given it a test run and it does seem to still work. Although, of course, as always with these videos, there is a distinct possibility that I will burn my studio, if not my entire house down, along the way. You may wish to cross your fingers for the rest of this video in the hope that that does not happen. Now, on the upside, because it was the transformer that struggled last video and not the Easy Bake Oven, I haven't had to buy a fourth Easy Bake Oven. So while this series of videos has probably cost me more money than I ever want to think about, at least I didn't have to import another Easy Bake Oven from the States. Now, if you're watching this thinking, well, what is an Easy Bake Oven? You really should go back and watch those first two videos. But again, just to fill you in very briefly, the Easy Bake Oven is a child's toy that launched way back in, I think it was the 60s, I've forgotten all that research now, and it allowed children to do real baking using a light bulb of all things. Now, more recent models have actually got a dedicated heating element inside them, but the toy was actually discontinued at some point in the last 10 years because the United States finally realised that it possibly wasn't the safest idea to allow children to have extreme sources of heat to play with when they are essentially playing unsupervised. Now, we did have one other issue in video number 2, and that was that the Easy Bake cake mix that we were using was essentially garbage. So in today's video, we are going to try and bake using proper cake mix, as in a cake mix I have made myself from scratch, and all we're going to rely on the Easy Bake Oven for is heat. So I'm going to adjust some angles so that you can actually see what I'm doing, and we are going to have a go at baking an Easter cake using an Easy Bake Oven. Give this video a like to wish me luck, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, hopefully this works. So we have Easy Bake Oven, we have me, we have room to move, and I just thought I'd take you through some of the prep that I've done for this video to help me overcome the previous hurdles that we have faced. So obviously, I have educated myself in the art of Easy Bake Oven baking by watching experts in the field.
4 more minutes. Ah! Oh my God, just burned it like, oh.
But I have to say, I'm loving Trixie's Easy Bake Oven videos. Although for the record, I would like to point out that I've been planning mine for literally years, but I have really enjoyed seeing one of my favorite drag artists take on one of my favorite genres of YouTube content, I guess. But yeah, props to Trixie, she's done absolutely amazingly, unlike some people. I've also decided to ignore all Easy Bake Oven instructions in favour of relying on my natural baker's instincts. Allegedly, I have some of those. So, what we're going to be creating today is a 5-layer, not to be mistaken for 5-tier, let's not run before we can walk, but a 5-layer vanilla sponge cake that I'm then going to decorate to look Easter-y. Because of course it is Easter Sunday. In fact, I haven't even wished you Happy Easter yet, so Happy Easter. But because of the sheer volume of Easy Bake Ovens we have gone through on this channel, I actually have 5 round tins for the Easy Bake Oven. You are joking. Which apparently only just fits. So apparently if you bought the ultimate Easy Bake Oven, which comes with the rectangular tin, they don't intend you to be able to use your old tins unless you put some welly in. But we're going to use them anyway, because we will not be beaten by a child's toy again. So yes, anyway, we're ignoring all the Easy Bake Oven paraphernalia, and I have baked up a lovely vanilla sponge cake mix here, and I've gone for quite a runny American style recipe. So we've got oil in here instead of butter and things like that, just because I figured that's closer to the normal Easy Bake Oven style of mix. And then we're going to grease and line these like we would a normal cake tin, just because, you know, we don't want to leave anything to chance. So as always, I'm using my PME cake release spray, or release a cake spray, I believe it's now called. And I'm going to give that a good coating on each of the tins, and apparently also my hand. Watch me slide off the floor later on. Normally, obviously, the tins are slightly larger, so it doesn't quite go everywhere as much. And then I'm going to line the bottom of each tin with a pre-cut circle of grease-proof paper, which will hopefully just make the process of releasing our tiny little cakes a lot easier. Okay, so there we go, 5 tins, all greased and lined. Now when it comes to how much mix to actually use, I'm not entirely sure. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go for maybe around about 3/4 of the tin, because of course we don't want it to rise so much that it spills over the top, because that really would be annoying. So I'm going to fill up 1 and then we'll weigh it to see how much mix we've put in. He says, having not put this on the scale to start with. What do you reckon? I reckon a tiny bit more. That could be the mistake that ruins the entire video. Okay, so if I weigh an empty tin, then I zero the scale, and I put this one on, that is 35 grams of cake mix in there. So if we do that for all of them, hopefully we'll end up with some fairly even layers. I still think that. Okay, and then the Easy Bake Oven has been preheating for, well, 20 minutes by the time I started this segment of the video. So, in theory, it should be ready to go. These really don't look the same, you know. They all weigh 35 grams, but some of them look really full, and some of them look really not. Okay, we're gonna go in with the first one. I have no idea what the bake time on this will be, so we're going to go for, I reckon, 12 minutes and see how that goes. Are you in? Okay, we're in. So 12 minutes on the clock, and then we'll see how this goes. So wish me luck. I really wish you could see what was going on. There is literally nothing to see in there at all. But the light is still on, for the record. I know we have a couple of younger viewers who basically watch the lights like a hawk now after last time and the time before. But yeah, definitely still on. I've just realised that basically to bake all of these, it's going to take an hour. Who in their right mind thought that a child would be happy to sit and spend an hour just baking cake mixes? There is a cake smell in the air, which makes a change from burning electronics, so, you know, that's a plus at least. 3, 2, 1, done. Stop that, let's have a look, see how it looks. Oh Lord. And I don't think it's going to fit out the other end. Yeah, it's proper stuck. Ow, ow, ow. We're almost there. No, don't break, don't break. Ow. Now, if you remember last time, it did say we're supposed to leave it in there to cool slightly, but I haven't. And it's a bit wet, but I think it's cooked. We could do a toothpick test. Okay, toothpick going in. I think it's cooked, I think. Ow. I'm gonna put it to the side, I'm gonna put another one in. Now, as I say, they don't all look very even though we weighed them, so I'm gonna go with one of the kind of the lower ones. And we'll pop that in for another 12 minutes. While that's in there, we can tip this out, peel off that I mean, look at that, that's a cake. It's a pale cake, but it's a cake nonetheless. I'm gonna pop that on a cooling rack. I think we're gonna leave that one, and then we'll see how the next ones come out. It's It's already a distinct improvement on last time because it's a cake. It's not just weird, it's cake. So, oh, 12 minutes. I can hear it. It's bubbling. Okay, so that's 12 minutes again. Let's see if this one's any better. Ah! Yes, it is, but also ow. I'm gonna leave that to cool slightly and we'll put the next one in. "12 minutes seems to be a good number, I think. Okay, and that is another timer, and time for, ow, another burn. There we go, oh, ow, yeah, definitely another burn. So another one in. Take that one out. By the way, don't do what I'm doing. If you have an easy bake oven, do follow the safety instructions, which is the whole don't touch them for 5 minutes. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. What are the odds that somebody's just gonna make a compilation video of me just saying ow constantly? There's 3, number 4 is in, then it's number 5, and then we're gonna decorate this. But can I just say, for the record, we have cake. The light is still on, and touch wood, no disasters yet. There's still time. Okay, the alarm has gone off for the final time. Let's see how we are doing. Ow, ow. It's still on, it stayed on the whole time, but I'm actually going to turn it off now. Turn off the transformer. Ow. Why am I like this? Ow. Why does this one feel hotter than all the others? Is it just because I already have burns? Okay, so we have now got 5 layers of cake, which are possibly cooked. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm going to try and come up with a way to decorate these in a nice Easter themed style. Now I quite like the idea of doing like a pastel buttercream with like the speckly stuff on it, like mini eggs. And I've seen people do that by flicking brown food colouring onto a buttercreamed cake. But I've also seen some people do it by putting crumbled Oreos straight into their buttercream, and I quite like the idea of that. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is get some chocolate Oreos, the ones with the chocolate in the middle. We'll take out the chocolate and combine it with one batch of buttercream for the filling, and then we'll use the biscuit part in the rest of the buttercream to hopefully create that kind of speckly effect. And then, yeah, and then I've got a plan for a topper as well. So I'm gonna go and get all that organised, and then we'll carry on. Hold that thought. Okay, so I had a little break there and let these cakes cool down completely. And while I was doing that, I made up 2 batches of buttercream, one of which contains the kind of the creamy centre of some chocolate Oreos melted down and added to it to give me this nice kind of chocolatey buttercream. And then one of them I used a tiny bit of baby blue food colouring, which is giving me this kind of pastel colour. And then I ground up some of the Oreo biscuits to hopefully give me like a speckly texture, which I've seen other people do online, and I'm really hoping it works. So the next thing to do is to assemble this cake. Now I've got one of these adorable tiny little 5-inch cake drums here. So I'm going to take that and place it on a turntable, although it's going to move around something chronic, but never mind. And I think we'll start with the ugly cake, the one that got caught on the top of the Easy Bake Oven. And then we're going to use a little bit of the kind of the speckly one on the board, just to hopefully hold this cake in place a little bit. And I'm going to start by piping a little dam of the kind of the bluey colour around the outside of the cake. And then what that will do is just hold that chocolate filling inside, so it won't come through and kind of ruin the finish, hopefully. And then we'll go in with our next layer. Can't guarantee how level this is going to be. Okay, then I'm going to switch to my spatula and we're going to give this cake a bit of a crumb coat as best we can while it's so top heavy and soft. And actually there's a good tip. If you need to work on a really small tier of cake that is quite wobbly or not very sturdy, if you take a wooden skewer, poke it down through the center of the cake, you can hold on to that while you're working on the cake and that will stop it moving around, hopefully. So I'm just going to apply a bit more of this buttercream to the outside of the cake, and then we'll use that as our crumb coat, give it a bit of a chill, and then we'll go in and do our top coat of icing. It's not my finest work, but I'm going to go and whack this in the fridge. We'll give it a bit of a chill down and then we'll come back and we'll do a top coat before we get cracking on some simple decorations. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, we have chilled in the fridge for 20 minutes. It's time for the final coat of icing and then we can put on some decorations. I think I'm going to stop there because I'm getting into that kind of place where I start to just go over and over and over again, and I don't think I'm really adding anything. So the next thing I'm going to do is twist this skewer as I pull it out, and twisting it will just stop it kind of dragging everything inside out with it. And then on the top there, I'm just going to pipe a little blob of buttercream, first of all to cover the hole, but also to allow me to stick on the little chocolate topper that I may have whipped up earlier on while you guys were waiting for me to come back. So all I've done is made a very simple chocolate nest using some tempered dark chocolate, some shredded wheat cereal and some mini eggs. So I'm just going to place that right on the top in the middle, and then around the outside I've just got some extra crushed up mini eggs, which I'm going to try and sprinkle around the outside without making a huge mess. Let's get really chefy and use my presentation tweezers, also from PME by the way, if you're interested in some of these. The sorts of thing you see pastry chefs or chefs using to place like edible flowers as a garnish and things like that. So I'm just going to use those to place some of these smaller pieces onto the cake. And there we go. There is my Easter cake baked in an easy bake oven. I think we can claim this finally as a victory. Pause for applause. Are we done? Okay, now in all seriousness, if you fancy having a go at an Easter cake design like this, it's super simple as you saw. It is literally just layers of cake, vanilla buttercream, and then some super simple decorations. If you want to have a go at this cute little nest topper, I used this silicone, what is this? I guess it's like a cupcake tray, but silicone. These are great for using with tempered chocolate because of course the chocolate doesn't stick. I got these in a goodie bag, but you can pick them up in most shops, or of course you can order them online as well. And of course you can go for different sizes. If you want a bigger nest or a full-size cake, you know, that will work as well. It also means that you can put more mini eggs in, of course, which, let's be honest, isn't Easter just an excuse to eat mini eggs? I know it's one of my favorite parts. So there you go guys, that was a professional baker creating an Easter cake using an Easy Bake Oven, part 3 in my Easy Bake Oven saga, and I think you'll all agree we finally have a redemption arc. We finally have closure to this trilogy of epic proportions. Do head down to the comments and let me know what you think of my Easter cake. Will you be having a go at using crushed Oreos in your buttercream to create this adorable speckled egg effect? And of course, if you've been creating Easter cakes of your own, I would love to see them. All of my social media links are down in the video description, so please do head over to Facebook or Instagram and tag me in your Easter makes, and keep an eye out for the cake cutting shot over the next few days, because I will be uploading it on Facebook and Instagram probably tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up down below, because it will tell YouTube to show this video to more people. And if you haven't already subscribed to Mr. Baker's Cakes here on YouTube, you can do that right now by hitting that big red subscribe button. If you ring the bell, you'll also get a notification every time I upload a new video. Once again, do let me wish you a very happy Easter weekend, whether you are celebrating or not. I'll be back at the same time next week with another video, and it's one that's quite exciting. I don't want to give away too many spoilers too soon, but let's just say you won't want to miss this one. But until then, stay safe, take care, and of course, happy baking. Bye guys.